Okay, today we're going to be learning about the surface area of a cylinder. And so if we look here, this is our formula right here that we're going to be using for surface area of a cylinder. Now it's made up of, as you can see, there are a lot of symbols and numbers and all kinds of stuff in there. And it may look overwhelming, but here's kind of to help break that down. So surface area is basically finding the area of each shape. So if we look at our figure here, and I'll use this highlighter, if you look, a cylinder is made up of a circle on top and a circle on bottom. So we have two circles. And then we also have, if we were to cut, so we have this shape in here. Let me use this color here. We have this shape in here, which basically is a rectangle. So if we were to take that, going around the outside of the cylinder, and we were to cut that and then unfold it, we would end up having a circle on top, we would have a rectangle, and then a circle on bottom. So that's what it would look like. And when we spread that out like that, remember that is called the net. Okay? So the first thing you want to think of is you're basically dealing with a rectangle and you're dealing with two circles. Okay? So I'll erase that here. And then what we're going to look at is how this formula is comprised of other formulas. Okay, so if we look, the top, remember, is a circle. So our top is a circle. And remember, to find the area of a circle, it's pi r squared. Okay, so that right there is this portion where it's pi r squared. Okay, now how many circles do we have in this? We have two. So we have one up here and one down here. So that's why this 2 is there. So basically we find the area of one circle and then you multiply it by 2. So that's part of that formula. Okay? Then the second part of the formula is going to be dealing with the rectangle. Well, where it says, let's see here, this part right here, we have area of a rectangle is usually length times width, but we aren't given a length times width. We have the height over here. We could use that for one of the measurements, but we don't know what this would be. But remember, to find circumference, you have to find, the distance going around the circle, and that distance going around the circle would be the measurement of what you need for the rectangle to multiply them together. So this is why that formula gets used for the side. So that would be for that area of the rectangle. Okay, so that's where these two items come from in that formula. All right, now let's go ahead and get to actually figuring this problem out. So let's take a look, and I'll probably use the workspace down below. And the first thing we're going to do is, I'll kind of go down below here. So I'll zoom out a little bit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the formula. So I'm using this formula right here. So down here, so this is what you do for every problem for the surface area of a cylinder. So it starts out with A equals, and then we have 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Okay, and all I did was I just recopied that formula right there. And you'll be given this formula when you're trying to find surface area of a cylinder, so you don't have to memorize that. Okay, so now our next step is to plug information in that we know. So I bring down the a because we're trying to find our area. Sometimes you may see it as SA, like that, and that would just kind of stand for surface area. So you have the S up here and the A right there. And then, so the surface area is equal to, then we bring down our 2. Anytime there's a letter or a symbol next to a number, it means the operation of multiplication, so we use a dot for multiplication. For pi, remember we use 3.14. And then again, we have a symbol next to a letter, so the operation is multiply. Then our r, if we look up here, that's our radius. So remember, a radius is from the center point to the outside of the circle. It's that distance. And we'll just say that these are centimeters. So we'll just keep that in mind. So the 3 and the 4, those are both centimeters. We'll just have that as our label. So our r is 3, so the radius is 3. Then we have to put our squared up there. And so that part of the formula is already filled in. And then we put the plus sign down here. We bring our 2 down again. Again, we have our operation of multiplication. Pi is 3.14. Again, we have our multiplication. And then we have our r again, which is 3. And then again, we have our times h, and our h we get from right there, which is 4. So that's our first step. We have to plug in all the numbers to that particular formula. Then we need to go through and we need to figure out the order of operation. And remember, when we do the order of operation, we have PEMDAS. So I'll write that there. Okay. And then with PEMDAS, we have to figure out which step we actually do first. Okay. So our first step right here is for the P, the parentheses. And if we look down through there, we don't have any parentheses. So we can't do anything with that. The next one we look up at is exponents. Okay. So for our exponents, we do have exponents down here. So I'll highlight it. So we have exponents right there. And those are the only ones. So then all I do is I start going down. I do surface area equals. And then I have 2 times 3.14. So I just bring this part down. I haven't done any math with it. I bring down my multiplication because I have multiplication right there. And then 3 to the second. Now with 3 to the second, it's not saying 3 times 2. So the answer is not going to be 6. It's pretty much taking this 3 and multiplying it by itself. So 3 times 3 would end up being 9. So I pretty much got that part of the equation done with. Then all I have to do is just bring down the rest of these. So I'm not doing any more math work. I'm just bringing exactly what was up here and bringing it back down. Now you may think, oh, that's a lot of work rewriting it, but it makes it so much easier because you're breaking it down one by one. Okay? Now, the next thing, so if I zoom out here, we want to look and it's multiplication. Okay? For multiplication, we have multiple multiplication problems down here. We are going to go from left to right because that's our rule. So I bring down my surface area right here. Now, you can use your calculator as you're going through these. So I have a calculator with me, and my first multiplication problem is 2 times 3.14. So I plug that into the calculator. And for this part right here, I get 6 and 28/100ths. And then I bring down my times 9. I bring down my plus, I bring down my 2, my multiplication, my 3.14, my times 3, and my times 4. Okay, so I'm just bringing all those down. So in this first step, remember I did right here, I did the exponents. My second step, I did the first multiplication problem. Okay, so now you'll see this part right here is starting to become smaller. We're starting to check some things off our list, and it'll keep getting smaller as we go along. Okay, so our next one, again, we have multiplication. So now on our calculator, you take your 6 and 28/100ths, and you multiply it by 9, and that gives us 56 and 52/100ths. So I put SA, I put equals, I put 56 and 52/100ths. So I've completed this part right here. So that part's out of there. Now I bring down my plus sign, I bring down my 2, I bring down my times, I bring down my 3.14 or 3 and 14/100ths. I bring down my times 3 and my times 4. Okay, so now I've made it even smaller. So I go to the next one, surface area equals. Now this says 56 and 52/100ths plus 2. Well, I can't do that yet, okay, because remember my order of operations, I have to do all my multiplication first, okay? So I need to continue moving on with multiplication. So I don't do anything with the 56 and 52/100ths. I bring down my plus sign. Now I have 2 times 3.14. Well, we already did that one up here. So you'll see that this is the same as this one up here. So 2 times 3.14, we already did that, and we said it was 6 and 28/100ths. So we really don't have to do the math for that. We just have to write down 6 and 28/100ths. Then after we do that, we have this part done. So then we just bring down our times 3 and our times 4. Okay, so now we're getting closer, finally. So now we have surface area equals, And then again, I can't do the addition yet, so I have 56 and 52 hundredths plus, and then now I have 6 and 28 hundredths times 3. So I have to do the 6 and 28 hundredths and multiply it by 3, and that gives me 18 and 84 hundredths. And again, using your calculator while you're doing this will make it so much easier, and it will save you from doing a lot of extra work. So you can use that calculator when you're trying to figure these out. Okay, so then all we have to do is bring down our times 4. Ooh, getting very close, down to 2 operations left. So now we have surface area equals, and I'll zoom in here. So we got surface area equals, I bring down my 56 and 52 hundredths. I bring down my plus sign. Now I got my 18 and 84 hundredths times 4. So I take that number times 4, and I end up getting 75 and 36 hundredths. Getting so close, almost to the end. I know this is a lot of steps. Okay, so then we put surface area down here. Now we're to an addition problem. So on our PEMDAS, remember we eventually, after multiplication is division, then after that is addition. So we have to do our adding. So we take our 56 and 52 hundredths, and we add our 75 and 36 hundredths, and that gives us a total of 131 and 88 hundredths. So once we have that last answer, okay, so we have the 131 and 88 hundredths, up here at the top, remember we are dealing with surface area, and we're also dealing with centimeters. So then our label down here, so if we go all the way to the bottom again, so our final answer would be the surface area equals 131 and 88 hundredths, and it'd be centimeters. And then remember, if it's area, it is squared, so we use that little 2.